Good morning. Welcome to Heart and Soul Center of Light. My name is Ron Marshall, and I am a licensed practitioner at Heart and Soul, and I'm honored to be facilitating our meditation experience this morning. This morning, we are taking the opportunity to immerse ourselves in stillness so that we may connect with the knower within, so that it may be our guide during this time of change. So wherever you are, I invite you to make yourself comfortable so that you may be open to divine guidance. Also know that right where you are, God is, and therefore it is safe and sacred space. So if you're willing, I invite you to gently allow your eyes to close and take this opportunity to relax and let go of all that has happened up until this moment. Now join me in taking a deep, conscious breath. Breathe in and release with a sigh. Now give thanks for your breath as you gently allow it to return to its natural rhythm. Take a moment to notice the path that your breath takes through your body. While the path our breath takes, like each of us, is unique, every breath is part of the one breath which is breathing us all. Let your breath be an ever-present reminder of your oneness with Spirit and its ever-availability as a guide and source of inner peace, love, and clarity, regardless of outer circumstances. As we enter the stillness, remember to focus on your breath, and I offer this affirmation as our guide. I have been that I have been. I am that I am. And I will be what I will be, simultaneously. I have been that I have been. I am that I am. And I will be what I will be simultaneously. I now invite you to return your awareness to the space that you are in. To do so, you might focus on your feet and notice and feel the support of the floor beneath. You might gently rub your palms together and begin to expand your awareness and feel the space around you. And when you are ready, I invite you to gently allow your eyes to open. This completes our meditation experience. And so it is. Thank you for creating this safe and sacred container of love for our service this morning. We have a wonderful opportunity during these times to spend more time being still and renewing our connection with the One. And I invite you to do so whenever and wherever possible. It has been a pleasure and an honor to facilitate this morning's meditation. Thank you.
Good morning and welcome to Heart and Soul Center of Light's virtual Sunday service. It is our great pleasure to be with you this morning. My name is Sonia Russell. I am a founding member and licensed practitioner here at Heart and Soul, and it is my great pleasure to welcome you. I want to make sure that you know that our theme here at Heart and Soul for 2020 is Adventures in Faith, Expect a Miracle. And in a time like today, in the midst of pandemic, we are always walking in faith. We are walking diligently through a year of miracles by Marianne Williamson, and we are always steeped in our community affirmation. Thank you for everything. I have no complaint whatsoever. I want to make sure that you know that there are ways to give at Heart and Soul, heartsoulcenter.org/give. You can also text to give, and you'll have an opportunity later in the service. We're asking that you give generously to support this ministry, letting you know that you can find us online. Stay connected with us via Facebook or YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. We're also on various podcasts. We also want to let you know that this Sunday, until further notice, this will be our final Instagram live stream. And we will, once we have some new technologies upon us, we will work that out at a later date. But this Sunday will be the final opportunity for you to catch us live via Instagram. But we will still continue to broadcast live, of course, via Zoom, Facebook, and YouTube. Why I want to make sure that you know that our practitioners here at Heart and Soul are walking through a year of miracles with Marianne Williamson. And this month we did one every Monday. Typically it happens on third Mondays, but we're doing it every Monday, including tomorrow. If you've already signed up, you'll receive a reminder email. And if you haven't, please go ahead and send us a note, and we'll let you know how you can join us on this Monday at 6:30 p.m. And on Wednesdays, we are still deeply engaged in Imagining Justice, hosted by Valerie Joy Fidmont and David Walker. And we are in part 3 of Living Off the Drama Triangle, Life After the Pandemic. Let's get ready. So we are using our spiritual toolbox to live a life off the triangle. So come and spend some time getting more deeply rooted in the possibilities post-pandemic. We want to lift up that on Thursdays from 6 to 8 p.m. Pacific time. Tammy Hall is on Facebook Live. Make sure that you are supporting her. She is a fabulous piano virtuoso, so it is a good time and a good way to spend a Thursday evening. Heart and Soul is offering its very first ever virtual Path to Membership experience. It is happening Friday, June 19th and Saturday the 20th. You must attend both sessions in order to become a member, but we are excited to offer, because we have so many people joining us from around the world, we're excited to be able to offer our virtual Path to Membership. So make sure that you visit heartsoulcenter.org/become-a-member to find out more information. We are in constant support of Marcus Bookstores, the oldest independently owned Black bookstore in the country. And they right now are working on their 60th anniversary fundraiser via GoFundMe. And so we're inviting you to make sure that you visit them, because when this is over, we want Marcus Books to still be around. The same can be said for Kingston 11, the town's gathering space. You can visit them at kingston11eats.com. They're doing pickup and delivery Thursdays to Saturdays from 2 to 7. So make sure that you're supporting them as well. I want to make sure that you know that we have 2 programs for our young people. The Pulse is for ages 13 to 18, happens at 11:30 on Sundays. And our Youth and Family Village, ages 5 to 12, meets via Zoom at 4 p.m. on Sundays. You can send email to both of those groups in order to get access for your children. We want to let you know that we believe that prayer works. And so we offer group prayer 10 minutes following service on each Sunday. And on Wednesdays, we are shifting and now offering prayer at 7 a.m. Pacific time. So if you are interested, we'll have this slide available to you at the end. But we believe that prayer works, and we invite you into the power of prayer with us. And we're very excited that our beloved Reverend Andriette is bringing the message this morning. And the fabulous activist Melanie DeMore is our musical inspiration. And she is amazingly accompanied by Tammy Hall. And so we're in for a good time, for sure. So we invite you to stay tuned. And we want to make sure that you know, following our devotional time, we will have a reading that is designed to be read in silence before we get our service going. So at this time, I invite you all to take a breath. At Heart and Soul, we endeavor to be a beacon of light on the planet, and this vision supports us in that endeavor. And so we like to make sure that we recite it so that we stay grounded in it. And so together, we are a loving and compassionate, world-class teaching and empowerment ministry. Through a consciousness of universal God presence, we release all resistance, separation, and fear. We claim our personal liberation and accept the eternal availability of joy, love, and abundance. Through our intention to be love and spread joy, we engender reflections of the same and more in others. Our ministry is a gift to the world, which expands through our practice and dedication. We welcome all people, and together we make a quantifiable, positive difference on the planet. And so it is. And so now I invite you to just find your breath, allowing yourself to be fully present at this moment, recognizing that it is the breath that kept us while we slept and woke us this morning, the same breath that is circulating the entire planet, the first breath, the breath of God. And it is present and available to every one of us without ever taking from another person, just like God. All that we need, fully present and available to each and every person at any given moment. We are one with the infinite perfection of the universe. It is over all, in all, and through all. It is right where we are. It is always working, unfolding in perfect order, without exception and regardless of the appearance of things. And so it is from this place of knowing, this place of trusting, this place of deep abiding faith that I, Sonia, speak my word on behalf of this beloved Heart and Soul Center of Light community, giving thanks in advance for our deepest heart's desires being made manifest. Knowing and trusting that the love, the joy, the peace and compassion that we all seek is already present inside of us, ready to be expressed, available to be sprinkled around freely, like the rain, allowing everything to grow. We have the opportunity to spread love around, allowing ourselves, our lives, and our intentions to grow. And so I am giving thanks for Heart and Soul Center of Light for all that it endeavors to be on the planet, for the permission that it gives us to be our best selves, to unapologetically and powerfully be authentic, loving, compassionate, and willing to be the change that we want to see on the planet. I am grateful for the opportunity to be a part of this community. I am grateful for the open hearts and the open minds, for the teaching and the learning, for the willingness to be transformed. I am grateful for the opportunity to speak this word, to know this truth. And I know that it is true not only because I speak this word, but because it is written on our hearts. And so it is in perfect gratitude that I simply release this word into the law, knowing that it is done and done well in God, accepting it as so, now and forever. And so it is.
I wanna wake up, know where I'm going. Say I'm ready, say I'm ready. I wanna go where the rivers are overflowing. I'll be ready, I'll be ready. I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. And if it's love flowing freely, I'm ready, I'm ready. If the waters can redeem me, I'm ready, I'm ready. I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. I wanna wake up, wanna know where I'm going. I wanna go where the rivers are overflowing. I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready to let the rivers wash over me. I'm ready.
Thank you, Melanie DeMore. Thank you, Tammy Hall. That's Tracy Chapman's I'm Ready. I am, wow. I'm thinking about, whenever we're here at Heart and Soul, I am so very grateful for us opening with that song and in Melanie's voice and with Tammy on keys with that, because we are forever in the process of creating baklava. We are just doing this layering thing that is so empowering for us. So I'm coming from last week and the week before, and I think maybe the week before that, where I was declaring Dr. Howard Thurman, reminding us that I want to be more loving in my heart. And then today we open with this sense that I'm ready. I'm ready to let the rivers of love, the goodness that is the divine, I'm ready to allow that to wash over me, that I might be changed, that I might be ever more prepared to be and do exactly what is required of me. I'm ready. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you, Tammy. I'm ready. Some of y'all are ready too. I see you from around the world, from Atlanta, Georgia, Sonoma, California, Auburn, Washington, from Fresno. Hello, Fresno. Denver, Colorado, San Francisco, in Royal, Virginia, in Compton, California. Heads up to Compton, our sisters and brothers in Detroit, Santa Cruz, Cape Cod, Massachusetts, Roseville in the Sacramento metro area, Seattle, St. Louis, Missouri. Hey, Miss Stella, New Jersey, East Oakland. Lest we forget about East Oakland. Come on, y'all. Las Vegas, Nevada, Sebastopol, California, Union City, Rica, Menlo Park, New Orleans, and Salvador Bahia, Brazil. Thank you and welcome. I want you to know that we don't take it lightly. Here's what I know. There's a lot of other stuff you could do right now, even sheltered in place. You could be in fetal position somewhere. You could be hugged up with somebody somewhere, and you might be hugged up. Go on view with your hugged up selves. I love that. That there, you could be brunching and lunching depending upon the time zone. What I'm grateful for is that with all of your options, you are choosing to spend time with us, and I don't take that lightly. So I'm grateful to have you here, and I whipped up a little something for you, by the way. So this notion of allowing, this notion of allowing the river to run over me is not like just getting wet. The idea is to be saturated. The idea is to be so available for the divine that you are transformed in so being. I am ready. And then Dr. Thurman says, I want to be more loving in my heart. When we put those together, it gives, for me at least, it gives me the very clear idea that this time is a calling on my life. This time, the shelter in place, this time of, somebody said the corona, like we say the safe way, but that's another whole thing culturally speaking. But the corona, in this time of the corona, we have an opportunity to reset, to decide what is it that I'm wanting. Somebody's declaring, you know what? I'm ready for the rivers to just wash over me so that I might be changed out of my intention to be different. I came into this however I was. You know, our sister Sonia Renee Taylor gives it to us very clearly when she says we will not go back to normal, because normal never was. There wasn't a normal that any of us would want to embrace any further. Now that we've had a stop action, this gives us a moment to look and say, you know, that greed and that carrying on that we were doing, that is not who I am. I am ready to have the divine, the wisdom, the joy, the clarity, the healing wash over me and saturate my being in such a way that I will never, ever be the same. This moment is not the moment where we whine and we wish we could go back, because there is no going back. Grandma and them tried to tell us that, right? There's no going back. In this moment, we are looking forward, and we're in an empowered place. We're in an empowered place to declare from a place of consciousness, from a place of, I want to be more loving in my heart, to see through those eyes, to see through the filter of love and infinite possibility. What will we choose? What is it that we want? Not a rhetorical question. I'm for real asking y'all. Go on, you using the chat for other stuff. Go ahead and respond and let us know, what is it that you want? What is it that your heart is aching for on the other side of this corona? What is it that you're willing to stand in a new way? What is it that you can see? You may not yet believe it, but it's there. The idea is there. It's in your heart, in what I call my heart mind, because I'm not clear if I'm thinking it or feeling it. It's the combination. What is it that on the other side of this corona, you are prepared to claim, or you're wanting support in getting prepared to claim it? There is going to be another side. There's going to be, we are going through it right now. Some of y'all have the insights. You can already see the light at the end of the tunnel. But some of y'all with insights, you know you're not ready for that light. You know that part of the habitual patterns in our lives so far will pull us back into how we've been. Today is an opportunity to decide, I'm not going back. Some of y'all have been through that. The 12-step programs have given you the kinds of tools where you can stand in the power of that. I ain't going back to that. No matter what happens here, I ain't going to do that. I've been there, done that, not doing that, not being that anymore. And I'm not saying you have to have gone through an addiction or a program to come through, but I'm wanting to mark a spot, that demarcation spot where you decide, no more. That's it. I am rising above that. I'm ready. What? For the rivers to wash over me, to have it be different. Yes. Ernest Holmes says that no greater good can come to you than to know that the power already within you is the power to live, the power to create. See, we have to know something. While we are allowing the river to wash over us, it is it's offering us the truth. So we get to live in this divine truth of knowing that we have the power to create, not only to create for ourselves, but for others. The power to do good. Oh, I want to be more loving in my heart. Come on. The power to do good, the power to heal, the power to prosper. Who is speaking that up? Who is calling that forth in this time? There's a lot being said about our failures financially, about the difficulty. Here's what I want to tell you. Not that that isn't accurate. Not that the numbers don't add up to that being true. Present in that same moment is the divine prosperity. So there's a prosperity that is you. You see, if you can add those numbers, be grateful. Be grateful for the little arithmetic. Be grateful for the pen or the pencil. Be grateful for the calculator. Be grateful for the smartphone on which you are. Be grateful. And in that gratitude, acknowledge the prosperity that already exists. That you already have the power to prosper, because as we focus on the prosperity and our power to prosper, we are putting focused energy on it. And what's the law? What's the principle of that? What we focus on expands, which is why we don't want to do the converse, which is why we do not want to spend our time focused on, ain't it awful? And then add details and clarification of that. Instead, we want to latch on to what's the good news here? What's the part that I can focus on, that I can expand into the life that I'm calling forth? You are to realize, Ernest Holmes says, that the power within you is a divine authority. Come on now. You got company, you have support in this. I know that sometimes sheltered in place feels lonely. It feels like I don't have nobody. I don't have my team. I don't have the goods. You need to know that you are there within divine authority. And the divine authority is the dispenser of divine gifts. It is the giver of life, of joy. It proclaims the kingdom of heaven and harmony of the soul and the unity of all being. You see, if I just went and sat down, now I'm not going to, but if I did, if I went and just sat down and left this slide up and said, just ponder this idea of the unity of all being. What? I want to be more loving in my heart. I want to expand my heart so that I can encompass, I have a sense of the unity of all being. That I'm not worried about if they get it, there won't be enough for me. That's not spiritual truth. That's the lie we've been telling each other, so that we are crabs in the barrel kind of mentality and energetic presence. No greater good can come to you than to know that the power that is already within you is the power. That's it. What is it that you really want? What is it that when you know that the power within you is the power, not what's going on at the White House and in the Congress and in the local municipalities, and not all of that has its role, but the power is within you. What is it you want that you're willing to declare today? Put that in the chat right now. Come on, we're going to work on this. Because it's what really matters. And let me just be clear here. If you're listening right now, if we're engaged in this, and you sitting there not knowing what you want, I'm going to need to see you after. Because your responsibility is to know a greater thing. It's to know a greater possibility forever in your life. If you intend to draw breath, but still this afternoon, then you have more work to do. There's a goal, there's an objective, there's an ideal, there's an intention that you must set. You must know what it is that you desire. Unless you want me to know it for you. And let me just say you don't. So look, Iyanla Vanzant, our dear sister, some months ago, at the beginning of this, some months ago, Lord, it was truly, we played a short video, the theme of which is fear not. And let me just say that I'm saying fear not, because what does that get you? Worry not, because what does worry get you? When it's all said and done, yes, you can worry, you can fear, you can do all that. But at the end of your hour of fearing and worrying, what do you then have? A headache. Your cells have been bathed in, rather than allowing the divine river of insight and prosperity and the power of the divine washing over you. Instead, you got fear and worry washing over you. And you have now steeped yourself in fear and worry. Fear not, worry not. If they were valuable use of time, we'd be suggesting it. We'd be the first one saying, get busy worrying now, because that's what's going to benefit you. But because we know that's not true, I'm saying, see me draw the international sign for no more worry. She says that, and this is from Acts of Faith, which you know was our read for last year. She says that fear is a very natural and normal response to challenges we face in life. We're going to go there. Fear tells us, look at here, it has a message. It tells us there is something we must be cautious about. Fear isn't telling us to cower in the corner, to get up under the bed in fetal position. It's saying, hey, there's something here. It puts us on alert and tells us there is something we must be prepared for. So I've come today to say there's something we must be prepared for. Fear means something we know nothing about is present for us. That's why we're fearful. And then she ends this piece by saying we must know the validity of the things we fear, and we must believe we can conquer them. That's what I'm talking about. So I get it. It's come up and oh my goodness, there's so many things to consider. But within all of those things we're considering, know that you can conquer whatever this fear is. Because your fear really is not of the corona. Each of us has some specific fear in there. But we've got to know that we can conquer it, that there are steps that we can take that keep us safe. And even if we have the virus actively, there is a mindset. There are still actions and processes. There is that we are engaged in. None of that says just give up and worry and to be in fear. We want ourselves bathed in love, in faith, in a knowing that something else is possible. You know, sometimes I can't, you know, this is not a mountaintop teaching. Not by any means. Often when something is up for me, and I feel that I wouldn't want you to believe that I don't know nothing about fear or worry. This is why I can speak on it so clearly. Because indeed, when I am in that place, what I'm looking for as best I can, you know, it's a prodigal daughter moment for real. Because if I'm just out in fear, I can't do nothing but be there. But the moment I realize, wait a minute, this is the same thought I've been thinking all day now. And it's nothing but worry. When I look at the component of it, the weight of it, the construction of it, it's worry and fear. It's a prodigal daughter moment for me because I now come to an awareness that that's not serving me. That's why my head hurts and my little stomach has a little queasiness and all of that, because the body knows that it is being bathed in what is eroding the confidence. So in whatever moment I can come to myself and realize that I've been bathing myself and my mind in worry and fear, I have to come up with something else. And often all I can do is the possibility. What if it's not as bad as I think? I'm telling you the truth. Sometimes that's all I got is what if it's not as bad as I think? Now, sometimes I have more information. Sometimes I will remember, wait a minute, this is just like that other time, or this is similar. Sometimes I have more information, but sometimes I cannot access anything other than, you know, maybe it's not as bad as I think it is. And then you know what I use? I use all those other times I was afraid and it wasn't as bad as I thought it was. Because sometimes, I don't know about y'all, I know you might try, but I'm going to give you an out right here. Sometimes in my life, I'm afraid of stuff that hadn't even happened. I'm afraid of stuff that never is going to happen, but I have brought it into my consciousness and I'm acting as if it's happened. And so, look here. This is just an opportunity for us to choose to know I can conquer this. Now, you may not have any evidence that you can conquer it, but this won't be the first time you told yourself you could do something you've never done before. So I'm saying, why stop here? Why stop here? Let's extend that. There are other things. I'm going to college. I'm going to finish this. I'm going there. I'm going to meet my beloved. I'm going to, you got a whole list of stuff. Journal full of possibilities. Include this in that. Is that making sense? Lord, I hope that's making sense, because I'm wanting us to move past this. Dr. Daniel Morgan, who founded Guidance, Church of Religious Science in Los Angeles, and we know of Dr. Dan Morgan and Guidance because that was just the hotbed of folks in the 70s and 80s. He probably trained more ministers of color, more African American ministers than anybody else. And so here's something that he said that, or at least I've attached to him, that we can change our experiences as rapidly as we change our consciousness. Now, I can already feel you like, well, you must not. I'm going to ask you just to come go with me, because you believe some stuff that's not true. So I'm going to ask you just to try this on for size. This won't be the first time that you went with an idea that you didn't have much evidence about. Don't make me name and number stuff, because we good at that, just going with stuff, and just we share it with people and post it on the social media, all kind of matter of stuff. But what I'm inviting you to do is to get on board with this idea. What did he say? We can change our experiences as rapidly as we can change our consciousness. And I'm going to add, see you changing your consciousness with an up-leveling, because changing your consciousness is just changing your consciousness. So your experiences are going to change as your consciousness shifts, but the direction of it is up to you. If you up-level your consciousness, then your experiences are likewise up-leveled. If you are not up-leveling your consciousness, though, and instead insist upon, even though I'm suggesting you stop worrying and fearing and carrying on like that, if you persist in it, you will be changing your consciousness in another direction. And thus your experiences will change in the direction of your energetic presence and consciousness. So what I'm suggesting that we do together is to up-level our consciousness. And so here's the idea about that. I'm going back to Ernest Holmes, where he offers us that love overcomes both hate and fear. Oh, now we got an infomercial kind of happening here. Love overcomes both hate and fear. Ernest Holmes says love does not overcome hate and fear by argument or force. I know you tried that. I know, I see you. But it's instead some subtle power of transformation, transmutation, sublimation, invisible in its essence, but apparent through its act. I want to be more loving in my heart because I want to see the magic of love. I want to see the miracle of transformation in this situation right here. But you're going to have to really get into it. You can't like stand on the sidelines and say, I'm going to watch them and see if love works. Because here's the problem. If you're not loving, you're not going to see love work. It's an interesting thing. I know we believe that it's like you go first. And I'm going to see how you do. You can't, if you haven't changed your consciousness, do you know you can't even see the stuff that's happening? What you see is what you're thinking. What you see is what you are programming yourself to see. If you see hate as real and it's such a booger that you can't get underneath it or over it or around it, then you have convinced yourself that it is bigger than anything else in your life. If conversely you decide, I'm going to try this love thing we're talking about, we can just put some love on that and see if it doesn't change the situation. What I can tell you is that the testimonies abound, but not from the people standing on the sideline wondering, trying to see if they should drop their stick and try love. As light overcomes darkness, he says, as the presence of heat causes the atmosphere of the room to change until it's warm and comfortable, so the radiant presence of love and peace dissipates fear, hate, and confusion. Don't believe me? Try it. This is going to require that you get in the deep end of the pool. You're going to have to turn off Netflix for a minute. You're going to have to turn down your little Hulu and your Roku and all that and just sit with you and the divine and see if more can't be revealed. See if what you already have, see if that isn't sufficient to start this game. I'm ready. I'm ready for the rivers of love to wash over me, but they're not washing over you while you build plans of hate and confusion and doubt. That's what's washing over you. This is a major shift in our intention. Ernest Holmes says love is the victor in every case. Bam. Period. End of sentence. Love is the victor in every case. Here's the thing. If you don't already know that, it's up to you to prove it. Life is not a spectator sport. You don't get to just tune in and see for whom love is the victor. I'm counting on you. You know why? I'm counting on all of us because there's a light at the end of the tunnel and I don't want it to be fluorescent. I'm wanting it to be our light. I want us in the tunnel moving in the direction of our good, lighting our own way from the inside out. The divine light that each of us is, to shine that. We can't do that if we're afraid. We can't do that if we're cowering. This time is for us. I'm going to end here, I think. I think. I only say I think because I'm trying to. With Marianne Williamson, you know, our daily devotional read. I'm wanting to share with you from yesterday, where she says, I hear the calling of the ages today. Can you hear it too? Do you hear the calling on your life? That complaining is not your life mission? Complaining and finding the error in something, trying to tell others to put in the correction. That's not your life's purpose. Your life purpose is not to look at something and figure out what's wrong with that and then tell the people on social media. That's not your life purpose. Your life purpose is to hear the calling of the ages, to make this world a glorious place. You see, it already is. What we are required to do is take off the cover that we've put on it, the disguise that we have the world in, so that it looks hard, so that it looks rough, so that it looks awful, that we might pray to be used in the precious task of perfecting an imperfect age. Imperfect, this imperfection has our fingerprints on it, y'all. You know, I know we want, it's their fault, but you know, our fingerprints all over this. This is on our watch. So this is how we might shift, how we would choose to no longer be deceived by temporal appearances, but instead live in the realm of the eternal. Live in the realm of the eternal. That's going to mean we're going to have to sit still. We're going to have to be still long enough to see what is required of me. Each of us, our life, each of us is living a precious life, the life of the divine. And each of us has a purpose for that life. I believe, or you wouldn't be here. And you are here, so you have a purpose. Discern it as best you can. Sometimes it feels so big. It feels so deep that you'd rather be like, I don't even want to see that. But you're here. You got to see it, baby. You got to be it. You got to be it. We're counting on you to bring this beautiful thing that you are, uniquely, that only you are, into being, so that we can have the transformation in that. Okay, I'm not closing with that. Instead, I'm closing with Ernest Holmes, where he says, today there is nothing to fear. I'm going to ask you to say that with me. Today, there is nothing to fear. Now, for the ones who have mind bubbling up, listing the things to fear, we've already said, what's the value in fearing it? There are some things that you could fear. Point taken. Today, though, there is nothing to fear, for I remember that I am a spiritual being. Oh, that's why I'm not fearing anything in the material realm, because I am a spiritual being. And nothing can touch me save that is good. This is our affirmation for this week. This is what we're working with. He that sent me is with me. That's from John 8:29. It's this idea that you are always protected. Each of us is. We are never alone, ever, ever, ever. I recognize, Ernest Holmes says, the divine idea which I am in the Father's mind. Yeshua, the master teacher, got this down in spades. This ability to stand and say, Father, I know that thou hearest me always. To begin with that before I ever speak it, you already hear and know. So there's a relationship within each and every one of us that is awaiting our awareness, our faith, and our trust. For each of us to know that I am the creation of perfect God and I fear nothing. Why? Because God is all. Look at here. There's not a one of you who hasn't at some point declared God is all there is. I'm going to ask you this week to act like you know that. Because it either is or it isn't. And if it is, then let's act like it and be in the deep end of the pool and working it out. Yes. Oh, I hope so. I hope so. We have work to do. Remember, we can change our experience as rapidly as we change our consciousness. This is where because we are love beings, this is where we're called to just shower each other in love, to shower the world in love. Look, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to ask Revelo to talk to you a little bit about gracious giving. This move from there's not enough to trusting and knowing. So after Revelo speaks to you about gracious giving, he's not speaking to you. He's just going to speak truth is what's going to happen. And invite you to share in an expanded awareness of the truth. And then Melanie is going to sing a song that I've requested that I want you to hear as a prayer that's already written on your heart. And she'll be accompanied by the magnificent piano virtuoso, Tammy Hall. And it's going to be, all that's going to be good. And then I'm going to come back and share some things that are happening and pray us out. And then Melanie's going to take us out with a number that I'm going to want us to make some space because I'm going to want you to get up and get into the groove with us. We're going to dance this out because there's more for us to do. We need to raise our energetic vibration. So at the end, I'm going to ask you to stay to the very end and work this out with us. Yes? Revelo, you ready?
Yes. Thanks so much, Rev. And good morning, family. Indeed, Reverend Andriette has called us out, citing the words of Ernest Holmes. We have within us the power to create good, not just for ourselves, but for others as well. And so this is an opportunity for us to exert our divine authority to do good through gracious giving. At Heart and Soul Center of Light, we are always so appreciative of your gifts and offerings, and we have many ways in which you can give. You can mail a check to Heart and Soul Center of Light at 1001 42nd Street, Suite 100, Oakland, California, 94609. You can give online and even set up a recurring gift or a one-time gift if that works better for you at heartsoulcenter.org/give. My favorite way of giving is texting to give. Just text the word give to 510-500-5849. Whatever way you choose to give is right and perfect, but it is important to get into the habit of being in the giving game because life is a reciprocal dynamic. As we give, so we receive. It's not transactional. It's simply the way an abundant universe works. And at Heart and Soul Center of Light, we have a tradition of blessing our good before our gift is even given, thereby establishing an intention for the good that our gift will do in the world. So wherever you may be in the world, I invite you to perhaps just place your hand over your heart, realizing that the greatest gift there could ever be is the gift that is beating your heart under your hand right now. And let us say our blessing together. I bless this gift as healing energy and send it into the divine flow of all good. Infinite prosperity circulates through me, through my church, and throughout the world because I know God as source, and so it is.
You can play the game, you can act the part, though you know it wasn't written for you. But tell me, how can you stand there with your broken heart, ashamed of playing the fool? One thing can lead to another, doesn't take any sacrifice. Oh, father and mother, sister and brother, if it feels nice, don't think twice. So shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out better if you only will. Oh, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna be much better if you only will. Well, you can run, but you cannot hide. This is why we know what you plan to do with your foolish pride when you're all by yourself alone. Once you tell somebody the way you feel, you got the feeling to ease. I think it's true what they say about the squeaky wheel always getting the grease. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna work out fine if you only will. I shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that things are gonna be much better if you only will. Shower the people with love. They say in every life some rain must fall, just like the pouring rain. Make it rain, oh, shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna get much better if you only will. Shower the people you love with love. Show them the way that you feel. Things are gonna get much better if you only will.
Shower the people you love with love. Thank you, Melanie. Thank you. And thank you, Tammy. Thank you so very much. Well, y'all heard it. This notion of showering the people you love with love and knowing from a place of faith and trust, trusting that things are getting better and that your love makes a difference. That's what I'm encouraging you to do. And to know that even as you do that, that we are on an adventure in faith. That's for sure. So join us in our 2020 adventure in faith, where we are expecting a miracle for sure. But we know we have to get into the deep end of the pool and be the energetic presence that can call forth exactly what we want. I'm going to ask you to join us online. There are a number of ways you can play with us. Certainly I'm going to suggest that our main go-to be our website, and we are forever updating it and shifting it in ways that are making it more and more effective as our hub for that. But you can also be with us via Zoom and Facebook and YouTube for this service. This Sunday, just this service we've just done, this is our last broadcast over Instagram. We are just looking at what works for us, what can we do with the staff that we have and the equipment and technology, etc. And so we're pulling in so that you can reach us now, or you can experience us via Zoom, via Facebook, and via YouTube. So know also that you have support. I'm not just asking you to get in the deep end of the pool and not offering you any support with that. I want you to know that tomorrow and for the next couple of Mondays, our practitioners are doing the book review, if you will, the book study of a year, a year of miracles. And so that happens tomorrow evening at 6:30, from 6:30 to 7:15, and all of that should work. You get signed up. You can see on the slide that is on the screen right now exactly what is needed to click on that link so that you can be registered and be a part of that. Also, imagining justice. Look, when I talk about get into the deep end of the pool, but we're going to meet you there. We got little noodles and flotation devices and all manner of stuff to support you. Imagining Justice is a part of that. This will be our third session on living off the drama triangle. This is moving from any sense of victim, any sense of hero or rescuer, and any sense of perpetrator as part of our personal identity in situations and circumstances. So we are moving from the drama triangle to the oneness circle. And so be with us so that we can share the kinds of tools that are required. We could not be heart and soul if we were not willing to share and to support those who are doing the work in their own unique way. So Marcus Books is celebrating their 60th anniversary, and they have a fundraiser. It's a GoFundMe. The link is there. But you can just go to GoFundMe.com and put in Marcus Books and go through the thing, but support them. We, regardless of COVID, regardless of the corona, regardless, we want Marcus Books to not just exist, but to thrive. And so that's on us. We're going to have to make sure that they can do that. So this fundraiser is something we're participating in. Also, another one of our supporters, and we're just paying back as we do this. One of our supporters is Kingston 11, the town's gathering space. And we're saying that, when all of this is over, or even now, we can go there and get to go or have it delivered. But there's going to come a time when we're going to want to pull up and go in there and sit down. But they're going to have to be open in order for that to happen. So there's that we must do. Tammy Hall and this feels like, I know so many musicians are doing what they must do because all of their concert dates were canceled, etc. But I feel like Tammy Hall's Facebook on Thursday evenings from 6 to 8 p.m. via Facebook Live is really her gift to us. Our gift is to show up and to give, to put some money in her tip jar, etc., to make sure that we acknowledge it and we support her in that way. But I just have to tell you, she gives so much and is such a magnificent artist that her artistry is really a gift to us that we can tune in every Thursday and have that. look, we have something for those of you, especially out of the area. This is for everybody who's been saying, oh, I wish I could be a member of Heart and Soul, but I live out of the area, etc. We have created something because we heard you, frankly. And so we have our first ever, this is epic, our virtual path to membership experience. So those, I'm thinking about somebody in Detroit right now, come on, get signed up and work this out. So it's Friday, June 19th from 6:30 to 9:30 our time. Oh, I'm just realizing that's going to keep y'all up late, but take a nap so you can be in on it. And then Saturday from 9:30 to 12:30, and you must be in both sessions. It's required. It's one thing, two parts. So you got to do both parts of it. And yeah, you're going to have to take a nap because you're going to have to still be awake at 9:30 Pacific time while we're working it out. The Pulse, which is the group of this is the name for our teen group, and our Youth and Family Village, are both working with the youth during our virtual time. So the Pulse has, you see right there, they're meeting at 11:30. If you have a teen, you'll need to send an email so we can see how they can be included. For our Youth and Family Village for ages 4 to 12, they meet this afternoon at 4. Likewise, you need to send an email if you don't already have the access. If you already have the access information, you're good. But if you want to join in, if your child has not participated yet and you want to, send an email so we can get you squared away with that. Prayer. We're doing group prayer immediately following the service. Give us about 10 minutes to work out the details and we'll be there. And then we have changed the time on Wednesday. So on Wednesday, every Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Pacific time, you can join in our group prayer as well. Prayer is simply our opportunity to speak the truth, to stand in an awareness that, one, a recognition that God is, that the living one is, that the strong one is. That's number one, to stand in the recognition of the divine. God is all there is. And then out of that, to realize, what did I just say? God is all there is. So I must be a part of that. How can I be here and be anything other than an aspect, a part, an expression? All that I am must be that. Whatever that is. Whatever I would call that. Divine, whole, perfect, complete. Whatever that is, I am that as well. And look here. Then knowing that, knowing God is all there is, so I am an aspect, an expression, the perfect expression of the divine, as is everyone, that I am breathing the breath of the divine right now. And the breath of the divine is breathing me, that I'm living the life of the divine, and that the life of the divine is living me, and that this is true about all of us. That we are all breathing the breath of the divine, even as the breath of divine is breathing us. And we are living the life of the divine, even as the life of the divine is living us, that this is the perfect truth. But look, from this awareness, I'm empowered. From this awareness, I see clearly that the health and wellness that I desire is already mine. That my work is to peel away everything unlike that so I can see the truth of my being. The prosperity that I'm seeking and desiring, that I would know that it's already here, that it exists, that when my dream comes true and the money is delivered, it will not be because they printed more money at the mint. It will be because I have organized my thinking in a way that I now am the mental, emotional, and spiritual receptor, the aligned receptor of my heart's desire. So this word that I'm speaking now is my realization of who I must be, of how I must be in order to be the vibration of that I'm declaring. So I know, and I know that I know for Heart and Soul Center of Life that everything is unfolding in absolute perfect order. That nothing is being withheld from us. That right where we are, the whole perfect and complete nature of the divine is unfolding in absolute perfect and divine order. That everything is unfolding. That for our members and our friends and our expanded circle, that the divine vibration of good is permeating absolutely everyone. Oh, I know this is true. I know it's true because God is all there is. And I'm one in God. And the word that I speak is true in alignment with divine principle. So I'm rejoicing. I'm rejoicing in absolute perfect gratitude and appreciation. I'm giving thanks that this is already done. That nothing has to happen different other than my awareness must shift into perfect alignment with the truth that I've already spoken. And so I'm grateful that that's what's happening. I'm grateful for the way cleared. I'm grateful that we're leading with love. That that's who Heart and Soul is, that that's what we do. That we're literally leading with love, transforming the planet. A heart at a time, a mind at a time, a consciousness at a time. It is an absolute perfect gratitude for the leadership, for the love, for the joy, for the promise, for the clear intention. That I give thanks, that I let go, that I let God, that I release this word into the perfect activity of law, that I accept it as so, now and forevermore. And I simply let it be by simply declaring, Ashe, Ashe, Asheo. And so it is. And now, Melody DeMore is going to sing her song, Lead with Love.
Rev, you are something. I'm telling you, people, how blessed are we? I just don't know what to say. We need this kind of life. Here we go. Okay, now. That's enough. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. You gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. We gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. We gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. I know you're scared, and I'm scared too, but here I am, right next to you. We gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. We gotta put one in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Don't give up hope. You're not alone. Don't you give up. Keep moving on. We gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. We gotta put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. Put one foot in front of the other and lead with love. And lead with love. And lead with love. And lead